Hi, my name is Piper Kennedy, and today I'm going to talk with you about how I train my brain to come up with ideas. This is one of the harder parts of writing, where you have characters or a specific scene, but you have to spread it out across an entire story, and you don't have any ideas for that. The first thing I do to train my brain is I read a lot. I don't read as much as booktubers do, but I read a lot of fiction books and romance novels in addition to some of the craft reading that I do. The reason this helps is just because I'm reading doesn't mean that my writer brain isn't also ticking in the background. So as I'm reading, as I'm going through all these books, my brain is constantly ticking with, well, what if I did this? What if I did that? How would I make this different? And while it's still thinking and generating different ideas for the book that I'm reading or different possible outcomes for how it's going to go, eventually a unique idea will generate that I can pull from and use in my own work. My second tip is to write every idea down. I know a lot of authors don't believe in this, but for me, it helps empty my brain of all the different ideas flying around. So if I get an idea for a particular scene or a particular character, I have a notebook dedicated to just ideas where I write it down. That way I've pulled that scene and character from my head and my brain can move on to coming up with new scenes and new characters and new ideas instead of dwelling over the old ones. It leaves room for inspiration and for the random ideas that I might not have thought of just plotting everything out to come free. My third tip is to use inspiration when it strikes. Yes, we should train ourselves to write even when we don't want to, even when it's hard, but I've also trained myself to write when I get those rushes of, I need to write this down right now. Because I've trained myself to write this way, my brain is kind of ready for those moments. I've also let my brain know, yes, I'm going to use this energy, I'm going to use these ideas, let's get it out and see where it takes us. It's kind of like training yourself to thought dump. Even though you don't have a plan, you don't know where it's going, you'll get the inspiration, you write it down, and you keep going. That's where I found some of my best ideas because I didn't know that the characters were going to do this. I didn't know that this was going to happen in the environment that I'm in. But because I let it go and I let those ideas flow out naturally and come to me naturally, it just gets on the page. And not every time this happens is going to be a win. Sometimes it's really garbage, but at least you've emptied that garbage out and now you can move on to bringing the good ideas in again. So those are my top 3 tips for how I train my brain to come up with better, different, and new ideas for new manuscripts. If you have any questions about these tips, comment down below. I would love to chat about it. Don't forget that this month I'm doing a kind of March Madness for my premiere on AuthorTube, so I'll be posting videos twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. If you'd like to chat with me about book writing, hit me up on Instagram. That's it for today. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Premiere? Why is premiere such a hard word for me every time?